everyone. Welcome to tonight's episode of Crypto City. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're excited that in just a few minutes, we'll be visiting with DunderBuildz, a world asset creator, project coordinator, and builder at Primitive Shapes in Horizon Worlds. I want to take a quick moment to thank our sponsors, our very own DJ Marcus J, DJ extraordinaire of the Metaverse and founder of Mr. Block Party Radio. Also part of the Crypto City fam, we have Kip VR, creator of beautiful worlds, avatars, and gorgeous footwear, as well as business entrepreneur and community educator. We have community favorite Fuchsia and the virtual fitness group, connecting people across VR workout platforms to sweat together in fitness and in fun. We have Satomura VR, genius digital creator, graphic novelist, and virtual animation entrepreneur, who's combining VR and anime to bring storylines to new heights. Then we have VR creative and tech guru Second Life Rich, founder of Lux VR and Hume AI Club, bringing bling and brains to the metaverse for entertainment and education. And we now have our new sponsor, the Diamond Resilience, an elite network of creatives pioneering in the metaverse, managed by Boss Leo, and bringing networking events to both emerging entrepreneurs and established mentors. We are very grateful for all of your support. I also want to take a moment to thank my team. We have Blue Moon, our brilliant director of logistics, Loudfire, our fun and feisty chief moderator, Kip VR, our world building wizard, DJ Marcus J, our visual engineering expert. And with all of you guys' help, our show succeeds each week, and I'm very grateful to all of you for helping me bring this production to the community and for also being patient on nights like this when we have a little bit of technical difficulty and keeping me so that I don't lose my mind. Thank you. And thank you to all of you here in the audience. Some of you have been with us since season 1, like Cybershay and Fuchsia. G Deuce is usually here, and Troy from Red Hector Art. You know, I'm so grateful to have all of you that keep supporting and learning with us. I've truly enjoyed this experience and learned so much about Web3, NFTs, crypto, AI, all of it. And I can't wait to see what's coming next. So speaking of AI, something that maybe not all of you realize is that AI uses a lot of energy, mainly because of the intense computing power that's needed to train and run AI models. Especially for tasks like image recognition, language processing, large-scale decision-making, and other things. So, here's a breakdown of why AI is so energy hungry. So AI systems need to analyze huge amounts of data to learn patterns, and processing all of this data requires powerful hardware like GPUs and CPUs, which consume a lot of electricity. And AI models, especially deep learning models, require billions or even trillions of calculations to work. Performing these complex calculations over and over again during training uses a lot of energy. And training isn't a one-time thing. Training in AI takes a while. Models are trained repeatedly over long periods of time, sometimes weeks or months, to improve accuracy, which adds to the energy consumption. And the powerful hardware running these AI models generate a lot of heat. So cooling systems are needed to prevent overheating, special fans and different equipment like that. So keeping the servers cool also takes a significant amount of energy. So in short, the combination of the heavy data processing, the constant calculations, and the cooling requirements makes AI very energy intensive. So now let's keep that in mind while we talk about one of the hottest topics that's happened this week. Picture this. A Swiss startup called Final Spark has just launched something straight out of a sci-fi movie, a service where scientists can rent computers powered by human brain cells for $500 a month. But these aren't your typical computers. They're biocomputers. They could be 100,000 times more energy efficient than powerful machines that we currently use for AI. So here's how it works. The biocomputers are made from tiny clusters of human brain cells called organoids, which can live and work for up to 100 days. these organoids train AI in a way that mimics the human brain. This is really kind of freaky stuff, but really interesting too. And when AI does something right, it gets a hit of dopamine, the same chemical that makes you feel good. If it messes up, it receives electrical signals that act as a kind of nope, try again response. It's like teaching a machine to think more like a human. This is a potential huge impact. AI systems today use a ton of energy, so finding a way to cut that down could be game changer. But here's where the twist comes in. Using brain cells to power computers raises some pretty big ethical questions. I mean, what happens if these brain cell clusters become conscious? Are we like crossing a line that we're not ready for? I mean, that's a little bit scary. We've seen some pretty freaky movies, and this sounds like something that would come straight out of that. So this could reshape how we think about AI and even bring us closer to a world of artificial general intelligence where machines don't just follow instructions, but actually think like a human. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I know that I'm ready to see where it goes. It's like a double-edged sword. It's super exciting, but it's also a little nerve-wracking, I would say. So, I mean, let's just wish for the best and hope that the people who are working with this kind of keep it contained to a level where they can, monitor it enough that craziness doesn't happen, because things are moving super fast these days. So let's bring out our guest for tonight. And we are bringing in DunderBuildz. Like I mentioned, he's from Horizon Worlds. So Dunder, please join us here on stage. Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Grab a seat, of course. So I love your avatar here. I would love to just point out that this is a Second Life Rich avatar. So,
of course. Shout out to Second Life.
Right. So, welcome to this side of the street. I know you typically play in Horizon World, so we're grateful to have you come over here and join us today. So give us a little bit of, a background on, you getting your start in Horizon Worlds, because I know we all kind of came from alt space and you were one of us from there. So how did you shift gears?
Well, I mean, just technology and the change of all these different platforms made me switch gears, obviously. But I started back in Horizon Worlds back when it was beta. I was lucky enough to get in during that time. I think it was like August, September of 2021. Didn't really take it seriously. The platform was kind of childish in a way, at first.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of came back in December, and that's when I took the first tutorial and started learning how to build. And from that point on, I just started, learning the platform and the tools and how to manipulate things and just grow there. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was an interesting time to start there that early and see where it's at now.
Before you came into the metaverse, did you have a background, working with tech, or is this something that you came in as, to play games and found that there was a niche there?
So I've always been like a computer guy type my whole life, very interested in tech and that side of things. But I chose to be a chef. So for 20 years I had kids, and I decided to become a chef. It was really the one thing I was good at that didn't take college for me. And I rose in those ranks, ran country clubs and very nice places. But then there was a time where I started picking up during that time a lot of graphic design work, and I teaching myself Photoshop and different programs and music production and so kind of like a whole 360, anything that had anything to do with music, video, sound, visuals other than 3D generation. I dabbled in for a good amount of time, good 10 or 12 years. But yeah, so when I came here,
comfortable.
VR was always, I remember doing a report in high school and it blew my mind. I think back then it was like this huge thing on someone's head with these crazy wires. And when I found out it was actually something I could purchase and try, I had to get it. And so at first it was for gaming and the experience, but then I quickly realized the potential of, this headset.
So we know that you've been, actively building over in Horizon Worlds. But before you started doing that, when you were dabbling around and checking out all of the different platforms, between VR Chat and Horizon, there were a few other ones like Second Life that was more 2D. What brought you into Horizons that made you decide, what, I'm going to make this my primary platform for working in?
The ability to learn building in world. It was quick to learn, to just have some basic knowledge in architecture, design, anything like that, interior. You were able to just the skills needed to, go through the tutorial and grow from what they gave you. You could create pretty cool worlds. And it was a really cool time because it was like a speed challenge. Everyone was trying to build, and everyone was trying to build the best, and it was just fun to be. It was something new, something I never experienced before. But yeah, building in your headset it's a very healing thing, I guess. I'm sure anyone who does any type of thing where they just focus on it and it's their time, but I will say building in a headset, it was a new connection for me that I just wanted more of.
And for those who are listening who aren't quite as familiar with Horizon and VR Chat and the differences there, when you say building in headset, you're literally putting the headset on, building the worlds right there within the platform, as opposed to building outside of the headset in Blender and Unity and then uploading and bringing everything into the world here in the headset.
Yes, correct. You didn't need to have a certain skill set to become a creator in Horizon Worlds, which kind of leveled the playing field for anybody to kind of come in there and create. I think it was a beautiful thing because there's still thousands of worlds that nobody's ever seen that are amazing designs and creations, and just the ideas that people came up with over there. It was really, really cool.
And it doesn't go without its challenges as well. There's a learning curve involved with it, and there are certain limitations, just like there's learning curves in any of the platforms. But once you get the hang of it and start going with it, I mean, you've done quite a bit over there. So you kind of start building and explain how you ended up getting involved with Primitive Shapes and become like a project coordinator for them with building.
Yeah, so once I started building worlds, I quickly had a few people come to me and ask for, hey, I want to get a world built like this. What would you charge me? And that's when I realized, oh my God, this could become a business, and how I should step back and kind of evaluate it. So I took a couple months to do that, and in that time, just kept building. I literally was wearing this headset 12 to 14 hours a day. I'd wake up in the morning early and tell myself to just get out of bed and, just learn. Replication is always great for getting, better at things. So yeah, I just focused on that, and I started DunderBuildz.com, and it quickly grew to, I think I'm at over 140 clients now that I've built worlds for.
Wow.
And quickly it became like I want to say I don't know the feeling it gave me, but to be able to help people to see people come into a space who had no skill set, they didn't know how to build a world, but you could for them, and you could make their vision exactly what they were, and then to see their reaction after, and then see them use their world is just a really cool feeling to be a part of that ladder of people's success in here.
So do you think that you've done more builds for individuals to enjoy as like a property in a chill space, or have you built more for businesses in here?
More for businesses. I focused more on people who were truly trying to do something in the space, because I truly believed in commerce in here. I realized that I come from a small town, so for me to network and have opportunity, I would have to truly, before internet, travel to a city, and even with the internet, opportunities there, but it wasn't as large as now this headset. I've met so many people and networked with so many people and met so many business owners, and like I said, when I realized I could help them in getting their foot in the door early, I was like, why not? I have a product and they have a product that I want, and the product is exactly what they want. So it's like a perfect circle. So yeah, and that's what kind of brought me into the city of Adam. Early on in my time, I met Golden, and we were always really close over in Horizon Worlds. He had the famous alley, which was probably the most high detail world that was built in Horizons at the time. And it was one of those situations where with DunderBuildz, we wanted to build a city, something that was grimy, that could kind of promote the brand of the DunderBuildz clothing company. And me and Golden I guess I just kind of chose like, hey, do I want to, if you can't beat them, join them type situation. So we decided both to start a team and build the city vision that really was more for commerce and business and just helping people get seen.
So the vision of the city of Adam, when you guys decided you were going to build it, and also Amina is part of your team as well, correct?
Yeah, so currently
In Primitive Shapes?
Amina, Golden Hand, me, yes.
All three of you. And so you decide you're going to expand on the alleyway, turn it into a city, and kind of, grow a community that people can come in with their businesses and try to grow e-commerce within there. And so how do you take those first steps? How do you decide, this we're going to do? How do you recruit the businesses and say to them, we have a vision. Do you want to be part of it?
So really, I mean, like most things, it was all visual. Once people see it, they kind of can understand it, and therefore then go with it, So we pretty much did everything we could to create a space that was realistic and brought people back to reality. One thing we learned in VR is that when you first try it, if you experience something that's out of this world, people aren't usually comfortable, but they're really comfortable with seeing things that are normalistic to their natural environments. You know what I mean? So, again, a city was the way to go. But yeah, like you said, our main goal was to connect with business owners and people who were serious about their trades to come into the space. And what better way than, instead of having a world separate off in your own little space, why not have it in a space where other people in their worlds can see your worlds? And it was like this great ecosystem. So that was really the biggest goal of it all, was creating the ecosystem of seeing from different places. So if you don't know about the city of Adam, I guess I should explain. The city of Adam is a I think it's like 52 worlds now, multi-world city. And over there, we have capacity restraints. Here in VR Chat and a lot of other platforms, they have much higher ability. So what we have to do is kind of cut things down and use doors to travel to certain spaces. So what we would do is create a block and then create another block and another block, but they were all separate worlds. And on those streets, there's stores, which are also separate worlds. But no matter where you go, when you look, you see where you came from, you see where you're going, you have a sense of direction for once in VR and the metaverse. So you always know north, south, east, west. And that kind of brings you back to the normalization of, everyone knows what a city is and it's comfortable.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I've been over there many times with Mr. Block Party Radio, that we have a presence over there. DJ Marcus DJs at the Club Colors. There's a lot going on in the city of Adam right now. And you're right. You're there and you're standing in the street and you're looking down and you see all the buildings along the sides with the portals to go into each one of them. It's a great way to manipulate the space constraints by making it look. You get the illusion that you're actually sitting right there in a city street with everything there, and then go in through the door and you're portaled into the actual world that's behind that. There's a lot of businesses over there.
You have neighbors, like even here, you don't have neighbors, So we kind of went with that concept of how can everybody have a neighbor, which is cool.
And you broke it up into blocks. There's like 200, 300 block, and each one has its set of businesses within that. So we have up on the screen now some of the businesses that you've listed. So tell us, how do you bring, you brought them in, how once somebody joins you, how are you marketing that out to the public? Because one of the biggest challenges that we've had when Altspace went away is it's really hard to have directories in these other platforms. You can go in and you can search worlds, you can search for people, but you have a hard time finding, events that are going on and different things like that. So how are you marketing, these businesses so people know come to the city of Adam because they're here?
Yes, that's a great question. So, I mean, we all have like 5 and 10 long-term year goals for this city. One being huge marketing campaigns through video and ad campaigns. But currently, in world, what we do is we try to use city and its spaces to advertise. So we get a lot of foot traffic from other doors that we have in other worlds. So what we like to do is use the spaces like billboards and stuff like that to have our events listed and anything going on in the city. There's always something there to be able to show you what's going on. We have the City of Adam Instagram and also primitiveshapes.com or .ca. We have information about everything that's going on in the city. But really, like you said, it's tough. There isn't really a directory. There isn't really any way to even do events in Horizons right now. We used to have an event system that's no longer there. So we usually use Instagram and word of mouth within the space to advertise. Over in the city, usually people know that their space is their business, and just like any city, like we might be your landlord or leasee, but you still run your business how you run your business. We're here to support. So what we like to offer is giving those community members the ability to use any spaces within the city, as well as us helping events. So if they're going to have a block party in the city, we'll make flyers to help push the event, as well with their flyers, and just kind of be a part of their system so that our system also works as well.
Mm-hmm. And one of your tenants in the city, Venue GPS, he's also working on a system outside of there that actually will list some of the things going on in the city of Adam in his directories. He's, this Wednesday, I think he's actually having a grand reopening of Venue GPS, so people can go in there and see, if you download the app, you get to see, okay, in Horizon Worlds right now in the city of Adam, we have this, and this going on. So that helps a little bit too, but most of it is word of mouth and social media. That's the best way to spread this stuff, right?
Yeah, and actually, we're still in the early stages of all this. I think Meta is growing. They're actually moving to more high def graphics, more Blender Unity type builds, which is great for the platform. So there's a lot of changes that are going to be coming over there. Yeah, I really see it growing into a self-sustaining ecosystem that really can work for everybody. Really, our main goal is to bring brands in. So if like just one world is a huge undertaking to control and keep it busy and have your events, and with the city we have over 40 some worlds that we're trying to keep busy and help, so it is a process, but we're very happy to announce some things soon and know that the steps we're making for the future are going to be great for everybody.
Well, let's talk about you mentioned the economy. What are some of the challenges and the strategies of, you're trying to create a functioning society over there of businesses, an economy system here in the metaverse. And also, that there's got to be some rules and regulations. There's got to be, a governance of this area. So how do you work that out, and how do you get, you guys as the team of Primitive Shapes, let's call you guys the landlords, of this area. How are you able to, keep control over everything that's going on in the city and make sure, the structure, I'm sure there's, fees for different things. Like how is that maintained?
Well, I mean, Amina and myself, Golden Hand, we do, a really good job of trying to keep on the end of everything. We have tried some different things within our city because like we're always testing our ideas and kind of, like I said, planning for the future. Just like Meta, we're beta testing things. So we do have plans for like you said, a governing body. A city can't run without the people, and it's the people that make a city, obviously. So really, it's just not rushing the ball and building our city first. We don't want to. That's one thing we always say. We don't want to rush the ball. We want to do it right the first time. So like I said, we're trying things out. We're always trying to, become better over there and do things that work for the people and their businesses. Ideas are always welcomed. We try to have community meetings so that, everyone kind of can be on the same page when new information is released or anything that we're going to be doing. But yeah, when it's busy, it's busy, and when it's slow in Horizons, it's slow. But
of course,
we help out where we can. So,
So obviously you are using like you said, the building in the headset. You're doing this to create new businesses over there, whether you're putting in new offices for different people that are coming into the community. But are you still expanding your technical skills in general to outside of the headset? Are you picking up Microsoft Mesh and Unity and Blender and Udon scripting and stuff so that you can, be prepared when that does come to Horizon, but also so that you can build in other platforms? You don't want to limit yourself to just one. What happens when AltSpace goes down and nobody has a home? So, to make yourself a little bit more wildly, your expertise a little further.
No, yeah, for sure. I've definitely been dabbling in Blender. I was lucky enough to get early access in Meta Horizons, so I'm able to do tri-mesh worlds over there. So I mean, it's all been a testing phase, over there. So it's been great. It's been a great learning process trying to understand Unity and Blender and just catch on to that side of things when it comes to design and 3D animation and rigging. And I will say it's a lot of information to take in.
It sure is.
I see all these memes of people like Blender and they're squeezing their hair out, and I'm like, oh, it can't be that bad. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm squeezing my hair.
I've been there.
Let's get rid of this guy. But no, it's I try to keep on top of technology. I've been focusing on a lot with AI and trying to work with that and even build my own AI. I'm focusing not really on the future of scripting, to be honest with you. One thing I've learned in the metaverse is you can't do it all on your own. I'm still yet to find anyone that's an amazing builder, an amazing scripter that also markets, does video, promotes, and you need a team behind you. So I just work closely with people that have always worked closely with me throughout the time I've been here, who have shown themselves to be 100 all the time. And those are the people I like to give opportunity to. So I'm lucky that those people are scripters and stuff. So I just really focus on helping them grow with me, in the process when that time comes. So there I can have a group of friends that know what they're doing in here as well as I do.
Everybody who comes on that is doing big projects, the same thing is said by everyone. You need a team. You can't do it alone. Yeah. And, I agree. I mean, I love having the team that I have to work together with. And I love being part of other people's teams, to be able to make great things happen, because you can't be an expert of everything. You can be a jack of all trades, but that's not going to get you to the end game. You need each person to be focused on their skills and bring that to the table.
Yeah. And you can easily wear yourself out in this industry.
For sure.
You can easily do that.
Absolutely. So, you're over there, you're building, you're creating the city, you're doing, great things over there to try and make the economy grow. And, this change is coming in Horizon. Are there any, big secrets that you can reveal to us that might be coming down the road for the change in? Are we going to be able to see videos? Are we going to be able to stream and do things like that?
I mean, I don't know any of that information, and if I did, that would be NDA.
I tried,
but I think most people know that. I mean, from what people have all been talking about, there's new avatars coming to Horizon, so I believe they're trying to get a little bit more realistic, with how we personalize and look and stylize ourselves, as well as toning our body to the right proportions. So yeah, that's an exciting thing. Anything in Horizon Worlds New is exciting. But I think tri-mesh, I mean, the whole tri-mesh and that is a huge change for Horizon Worlds.
Can you
As you
explain that
guys
a
know,
little bit to everybody so that they know what tri-mesh is? Because some people might not be familiar with it. What is the difference?
Horizon Worlds is based off of the name of our team, which is primitive shapes. So when we first came in, we were given 15 shapes, and they're your basic square, circle, triangle. And that was what you were allowed to use in Horizon Worlds. So kind of my way of saying it is Horizon put us in a jail cell, and in our own time, we kind of made our own tattoo guns and found out how to cook food, and so amazing things were created over there. But now they're switching to tri-mesh, which tri-mesh is literally what they call this. It's just computer generated 3D environments using Blender, Unity, eventually, hopefully Unreal Engine, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. So give a lot more capability over there for, animation, like you said, for building better assets and stuff like that. Do you think this will improve the capacity issues that they have over there, where you can only have X amount of people in a world?
So when it comes to X amount of people in a world, one thing, I don't have an answer for that, but one thing I noticed is when the Rift and the Quest 1 were the headset, and then the Quest 2 dropped, Horizon Worlds went from 12 players to 32. They didn't do that when the Quest 3 dropped, so it makes me wonder if maybe they're waiting because of this huge update that's coming with visual graphics, that the 3S or the 4 is the headset that we'll be able to have, maybe 64 players and.
Okay.
I think mainly it's their servers, how they're building their platform is just, it reads differently. Everything's very different over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see that. It'll be interesting to see.
We've definitely seen some people work around the constraints in a very constructive way. We've been to concerts over there where you've had creative ways, whether it was going from room to room to be able to, juggle it, or by having, three rooms or three worlds, however you want to call it, and have the artists cycle through. So, 12 people can see it there, 12 people here, 12 people there, and be able to make it run a little bit smoother. So I do hope that they end up increasing capacity and allowing things like streaming and stuff like that, because it would be great to be able to do more over there from entertainment standpoint and from a business standpoint, where you actually can visualize things up on a screen. Even like something as simple as these slides, it would be great to be able to do that over there.
So just to clarify for Horizon Worlds, is one thing I learned when we went in beta was that Meta announced when they announced Horizon Worlds that it was not an app that was fully functional and ready. That it was going to be a 10-year app. So pretty much we're in this beta phase. So I think a lot of people, like, VR chat's kind of where it's at. I don't know how often you guys get updates over here, but I'm guessing it's not that often. We get one every Tuesday over there.
Okay.
So I think that's I think people just need to have a patience with Horizon Worlds. I think it's gonna be at the same place as this someday, but I think it's gonna be even better, and it's gonna be capable of things that a lot of us weren't ready for as well. I'm excited for it, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah, we're all anxiously waiting. So I think, when new things drop, we do get excited, So hopefully it happens, sooner than 10 years. I'm hoping it's a much shorter time frame.
Oh yeah, it'll be much shorter than that. That's when it's just supposed to be, they'll have an update once or twice a year then. It'll be fully functioning in the way it's supposed to run. But yeah, it's been an amazing experience to be able to be a part of the growth of a new platform, learning as it goes, having conversations with developers, and I'm lucky enough to be a part of research, and so sometimes I have these like calls with Meta where I get asked questions, because right now Meta is really big on data. They're just trying to understand what we people are thinking. So yeah, it's been a journey. It's been a journey.
Well, let's talk about you personally for a minute here, with the things that you're doing here in the metaverse. Outside of City of Adam, do you have any desire to do your own sort of project, where you just creating a world for fun, or even just a world to change your, to try new skills?
Yeah. So, well, as you know, before I was supposed to be on the show at a prior date, which I had gone through a crazy life experience where I got shot. And after that experience, VR was hard for me to get into. I was scared to put the headset on. But when I did get it on, I started building these relaxation chill environments, and they brought me a lot of healing. And since I've gotten TriMesh, I've released Nowhere is Somewhere and Somewhere is Nowhere. And they're two worlds that are kind of just out of the mind, out of space. You don't really know where you are, but it's just a place of relaxation. And I feel like those are my future plans for Horizons personally, is to kind of create spaces for people. After a long, hard day, you can, walk through the path of my world, and hopefully by the end, you're going to feel a lot better and be able to go to bed without crazy thoughts or depression, or just something to help is really my goal. So overall, I just want to make a stamp somewhere in this life before I go.
And maybe there's something in there for you and Trip. Maybe you and Trip will connect.
Yeah. And what I really love about this is even after I pass, these worlds are going to live on past my life. I can't imagine that millions and millions of people are going to experience the things that I built that, when I'm not here. So I'm excited for it. I'm excited.
Now I'm going to have to go over there and check out those other worlds you've created. So what is the next big thing that's coming to City of Adam that everybody can kind of hold their breath and wait for in the next, say, couple of months?
Actually, I mean, just the school season starting up. We've been working with a school, an entire school district actually out of Detroit area. They have a space there, River Rouge School District. And we've been in real life also in their school, painting, constructing, and laying out their VR labs. So their VR lab in real life is going to be a replication in the virtual space in the City of Adam. And about 1,000 students a day are going to be coming through that world. For the first year, pretty much, they're going to be learning Horizon Worlds, just how to move around. They're going to learn how to build. They're going to learn how to script. They're just going to learn about virtual reality and tech. Really just getting kids into the vibe of finding that there's opportunities in virtual reality. So that's really exciting for us. We're going to have 20 teachers that are in here that are virtual reality teachers. And we're excited to see what the school does, on their end, outside of the headset, as well as teaching, tech. So they're like our what do you want to call it? Like our flagship school to start with.
Yeah.
And then from there on, we're going to, move on to other school districts and kind of give opportunities, to bring them in here. A lot of teachers are loving the idea that they can just put on a headset and come in and have a meeting. They can still be at home, but meet with their teacher friends. There's so many options for them. So that's some big news coming to the city, as well as venues release. I believe that's tomorrow. City of Adam, venue GPS.
That is truly amazing to think that this is now integrated into school systems. It's such a big step forward, and it also will groom these kids to, take a different direction in potentially in their career choices. They see something like this, even the kids who think of it like a video game, they're going to come in here excited about it because it's different than opening up a book. And you might end up with some kids with incredible technical skills that just run with this. And next thing you know, 10 years from now, they're, the CEO at Meta, Bizak. It's incredible to think that. It's an amazing time that we live in.
To piggyback, though, to like the idea of the City of Adam, I mean, just a quick example is, the long-term goal is to network and connect people. So like we have, Sped by Me and Brown Diamond in there. And, what she does with Sped by Me in the school systems, we figured that's a great connection to link with these people. So, we hope that, them can help each other and with creating whether it be virtual education systems in here or actually scripted things that people can, learn on and easy number games, stuff like that for children. It's endless, the things that are possible in here, so
That's wonderful. So if people want to get in touch with you because they want to, go into the city of Adam, or they might have a business that they're trying to figure out how to bring into Horizon Worlds, what's the best way for them to connect with you?
Yeah, well, we have the City of Adam on Instagram at city_Adam, as well as myself, DunderBuildz on Instagram. We have the primitiveshapes.ca website, also DunderBuildz.com. Or you can find me in VR. So you can search my name either here, DunderBuildz, also in Horizon Worlds, DunderBuildz. Fairly easy to find.
Mm-hmm. I will make sure that when we post this up in our Discord, we'll have the links to all of those sites so that people can connect, or and also list all the IGs so that they can get to them. Because I know that you're busy when you're over in Horizon, and maybe you might be in headset, or you might be busy in the middle of designing something. So I'll have put all this in there so people can reach out and find you in case they can't physically see you in the city. But the city is amazing. If you guys haven't seen it, go over there, check it out. It is a great environment over there, and there's lots of places within it to check out. Club Colors is really cool. Definitely go by and see Brown Diamond. It's sped by me. You've got G-Deuce over there at Barra Financial. There's the City Hall, and then you've got the Mr. Block Party radio station. So come visit us over there as well. So next week, we are going to have Black Sands on. She is going to come in and she's going to talk to us about Idea to Empire, which is her little baby that she has grown here in the metaverse to help people coming in with ideas grow them into flourishing businesses. So we're excited to have her on next week. And Dunder, I just want to thank you for coming on and sharing all of this with us about, what you've done over there and where the city of Adam is going. It's exciting times that we're in, and it's great to hear what you've accomplished.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on.
Of course. And thank you to all of you for coming out tonight. And we look forward to seeing you all next Monday night at 9 p.m. Thank you.